But I want to give you a short overview about the Western blot processing. Then I will describe the several general aspects of the chemiluminescence detection, and then I will introduce to you the SERVALight substrates. First of all, the new member of the SERVALight family, and also the so-called older members of the family. So let's start. What is Western blotting? So during Western blotting, separated proteins were transferred on an immobilizing membrane, and after this the proteins are detected mostly by antibody incubation. What is the advantage of this method? So the identification is more sensitive and more specific than general shell staining, for example, because you use special antibodies which detect your protein of interest with a certain sensitivity and a certain specificity. So here's the general workflow of Western blotting. So you can see it's a rather complex method where at least 6 single steps are required, but each step could also be include several steps also. So the first step is sample preparation. After this, the SES page is performed. Then the proteins were transferred on membrane. After this, unspecific binding sites on the membrane were blocked. And after this, the first and the second antibody incubation follows. So as I already mentioned, these single steps could include a much complex method. So for example, the sample preparation, where different cell types can be used, but these cells first have to be lysed, and the sample has to be the right form to perform the subsequent shell electrophoresis. And after this, the proteins were transferred on the membrane. This could be semi-dry blotting or tank blotting. And after this, the membrane were blocked to inhibit unspecific binding of the antibodies. After this, first and second antibody incubation is followed, and as a result you will get antibodies bind to your protein of interest, which can then be detected by the enzyme label on the second antibody. This enzyme label can be detected using chromogenic substrates or chemiluminescence substrates. So we will talk about the chemiluminescence substrates, but first of all, what is required for this chemiluminescence detection. Because Western blotting is a very complex method which has various steps, it needs a reliable and sensitive detection system with a stable signal. So this is necessary to get reproducible results and to save time and cost. One of these detection systems is the ECL or chemiluminescence detection, where luminol and stable peroxides are used. And in chemical reaction, this gets light signal, this can be detected either by film or using a CCD camera. The film method is the classical method because you can just put a film, an X-ray film or such thing, on your membrane, expose it, and then develop it, and you will get black signals where the light emission takes place. The CCD camera is a modern type of detection. So you have a digital camera with a cooled microchip to detect. The cooled microchip is necessary because in this kind of detection you work with long exposure times, and to reduce the noise or the signal to noise ratio, so you will have a better signal outcome of this system. Here are the family. Here's the family of the SERVALight substrates. The new one is on the right side. It's SERVALight Vega. It's used for standard applications, and its detection limit is in the low picogram range. So you can work with antibody dilutions from 1 to 100 to 1 to 5,000. So this depends on the specificity of your antibody. And the secondary antibody dilution is in the range of 1 to 1,000 to 1 to 15,000. Here are the main features of this substrate. It has a low background. The signal to noise ratio is very high, and this is very important. It's a substitute for the ECL substrates of other competitors, and it is completely compatible with their protocols. So there's no need to change an existing protocol. And furthermore, the working solution is stable for at least 5 days when stored at 4 degrees centigrade, whereas the solutions of competitors are stable for approximately 1 hour. This is also an important fact because you can use the same working solution several times, and this is first of all cost saving, but also you get reproducible results. And another point is the stable signal emission of this. So here's a comparison of the SERVALight Vega with competitor products. As you can see, the Vega is still detectable with a protein amount of 2 nanograms, whereas the other products show extremely weak or no bands at this concentration. The LumiGlow additionally shows very high background. So now to the other members of the SERVALight family. These are the Helios, EOS Ultra, EOS, and Polaris. I will start with a comparison of Polaris with competitor products because Polaris has medium signal intensity, and the detection limit is higher than this of Helios. So I will start with a Polaris. Here you can see the comparison of Polaris with super signal pico and pico tect. The starting signals are very strong, and you still can detect the protein amount of 2 nanograms, whereas the signal intensity decreases in the picotect assay, and you can't see any band at 2 nanograms of transferrin. So here's the SERVALight EOS. It's the next member. So it's compared to ECL Plus, Luminata Crescendo, and Clarity. And here you can see they are very similar, but the signal intensity of the EOS is slightly higher. Here are the competitor products to the EOS Ultra. Here you can see very weak signals in the detection range between 7 and 3 nanogram, whereas the EOS Ultra shows again the strongest band, and the others decreases the signal, so it's not as good as the EOS Ultra detection. Here are the competitor products of the SERVALight Helios. First of all, the LumiGlow creates a very high background. The Femto Max shows rapidly decreasing signal intensity in the range of 7 nanogram and below. ECL Select, Super Signal Femto are comparable to the Helios, but in the lower range between 3 and 2 nanogram, the bands look slightly weaker than the Helios signal. So these are the family members of the SERVALight Substrates. And here's an overview to which each member is an excellent alternative to which competitor product. So it's easy to compare and to find an appropriate alternative if you are looking for a highly sensitive product which save costs for your experiments. So these are the information about the available product sizes. So we in general have 3 product sizes: a small size, a medium size, and a large size. So you can choose between all 3 to find the appropriate amount for your experiments. But it's also possible to get test samples. So if you are interested to change an existing detection system, or you need a new detection system, so you can have a look and we can give you further details, and so you can order a test sample to check whether it fits in your application. So if you have if you want any further information, if you have any questions about these products which are not now answered in the webinar, or could not be answered in the webinar, so I would be very pleased to answer your questions. Please contact me by phone or by email. And if you need any information about the products, or you search for a special product. So thanks for your attention. I want to announce the next webinar in May. It's on the 13th of May. Then I will give you some important information about the troubleshooting in Western Blotting and ECL detection. So the motto of this webinar is fair is foul and foul is fair, because not everything you see on the film is really on the plot, and there are a lot of traps you can stump in. So it's a complex technique, so it's a good thing to have a good troubleshooting, and I want to invite you to this webinar. Thank you very much.